Hey guys, today I want to talk about an experience that I had in my life. That thing that I live every day. So not too long ago, I actually spent a year of my life completely homeless. I didn't have any place to live. I just kind of wandered around. And, one day during my adventures, I was out with some friends of mine. I don't really want to use their real names. I'll call them Spatula, Dumbass, and Lobotomy. So I'm out with Spatula, Dumbass, and Lobotomy. We're walking around. Everything's good and happy. Everybody's having a great time. And we were just honestly just like walking. We didn't have any like destination. We just were walking around. It was a really nice day. So we wanted to just like experience nature, get that whole like outside regiment in. Plus there wasn't really a place for me to go inside, so I would just wander around wherever I could. I hung out at a convenience store quite a bit, and I sew clothes and stuff, so I would just sew and hang out, and sometimes drunk people would come in and give me free food. But anyway, I met Spatula, Dumbass, and Lobotomy at this convenience store, and we went running around, doing our life. So it was getting kind of late, and we had wandered all the way to the next town over. It was kind of like a ghetto type thing. It wasn't a nice neighborhood, to be honest. It was pretty run down, graffiti everywhere, random people passed out and pissed, you know how it is in the city. And Spatula gets a bright idea. He's like, oh, I'm really hungry, but I know this really awesome place we can go eat at. And we were just gonna like go back to the house, and Spatula was like, no, we're gonna go and eat and hang out. So we went to we couldn't find the place that he wanted us to go to. We looked for a while, and we were all just like, yeah, we're really hungry and tired. We're ready to like go back and like chill. And so then he was like, fine, we'll just eat here. And so we walk up to the building that he was talking about, and it was something. I don't even know how to describe this place. It was super weird. So you walk in, and it sold Chinese food and pizza, and it also had this like big glass window up before all this virus stuff was happening. So, like, not all places had a big glass barrier window up, but they were selling cigarettes out of there and other random things. So I'm like, why? I'm like, dude, this fucking store, it's a weird mix, and I don't know how I feel about it. I got weird vibes out of the place, but Spatula insisted. He was like, no, man, this is the place. We have to eat here. I'm feeling it. This is good. Then we'll go back and we'll hang out. Yeah, we order our food, we're hanging out. I got pizza. I figured pizza was safe, so I just got pizza. Spatula, I can't remember what he got. And Lobotomy got fried chicken? Yeah. So I eat my pizza, we're all talking, we're hanging out. And then Lobotomy's like, yo, man, you want some of my chicken? And I was still kind of hungry. And he had eaten it, most of it. So I was like, yeah, I'll take a little bit. So I had like 2 bites. So I had 2 bites, and then we put all our food, we got up, we got all our stuff together, and we're like, okay, let's head back. And we ended up walking around most of the night, and then we all kind of fell asleep in various spots on the ground. We had kind of a building we were in, so it was all good. I was the only one of them that was homeless, but none of the rest of them really wanted to go home, so that was what we were doing. And Lobotomy decided to take a couple tabs of some sort of drug. I'm not sure. I don't really do the drug life, but he wanted to do that. So he was up all night. So he took his tabs of what he was doing, and then he goes running around like living his dream, and then I'm passed out with the other idiots. So the next day rolls around, And we all start like walking around again. I don't know why. That's all we fucking did back then. I'm a big like introvert and I'm a big nerd. The year of my life where I was homeless, there's never been a time in my life I was more social because I kind of had to be. I was just out all the time, walking and taking my bike everywhere all the time. And I met a lot of characters. So I spent a lot of time just trying to move around because I was like, well, I mean, I'm not doing anything else, so let's go. I am walking around with these guys, and I'm feeling kind of weird. And then the first thing Lobotomy says when we see him in the morning, and he's like, oh, still kind of messed up. He's like, you guys got to come see this. Like, I like got this cool thing. Like, I've been collecting trash all night. Come look at my trash pile. And we're like, all right. So we're walking towards the trash pile. It's like 96 degrees. It's hot. And then he's talking about how, like, he had thrown up. He's like, yeah, man, I threw up really bad, but I only threw up once and it was fine. I figured it might have been from the drugs, but he didn't act like it was that big of a deal, so we all just kept moving. And then we found some random shit on the ground and was just bullshit. We were just bullshitting on our way through the woods, la-di-da. We get to the trash pile. He's showing us all the trash. He had basically walked around all night long, rolling and collecting trash, and then threw it all in the dumpster, and then there was too much for the dumpster, so he started a pretty impressive trash tower on the ground in the baseball field where they throw the trash, which was like right outside the woods. And we were all like, wow, man, that's awesome. And then we just picked up like a random golf club that was around there, and we were messing around with that. And then it hit me. I was standing there and I'm like, I feel really fucking sick. I feel so sick. Like, my stomach hurts so bad, but it wasn't like the kind of sick where I like had to run to the bathroom. I was like, I just feel like violently sick. And then I just started like puking it up. So I start puking in the woods for a little bit off to the side, and I'm not feeling it. I feel like utter shit. And I had nowhere to go. Like, I was pretty sick, and again, homeless life, I had nowhere to go. So a couple of our friends that had gathered with us that morning had left, and I was left there with, who was I there with? Oh, I was there with Lobotomy, was still there, and then, who am I going to call this guy? We'll call this guy Jay, just because it's not his name, but it's close, so I'll remember. I don't want to mix anyone up. So me, Lobotomy, and Jay were walking down the road, and I'm like slowly getting more sick, and I had nowhere to actually exist, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go like walk with you guys, because I can either be sick walking around with you guys, or I can be sick sitting down and like staring at the ground, because that's my life. So we just walked around listening to music, and I just kept throwing up on the side of the road. And then we realized, I was like, I keep throwing up like everything. Like, I'm so sick. And I figured out that Lobotomy threw up early on. Like, he threw up the day before. And then I had been throwing up a lot, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I was like, oh my God. We both ate that fucking chicken. We both ate that gross, weird cigarette Chinese chicken. And now we're freaking, we both threw up, except he threw up like a few hours after he ate it. And then I didn't throw up because I went to bed. And then the next day I'm like violently sick all over the place. So I'm sitting here like super mad because I got food poisoning because Spatula took us on this dumb adventure and brought us to this stupid food place. So I'm like, God damn, Spatula gave me freaking food poisoning while I'm homeless, and this is not what I need right now. So, thankfully, Jay let me go back to his place and sleep there and sleep it off, which was super nice. He didn't have to do that. But yeah, that was my adventure getting food poisoning while I was homeless, and I don't really recommend it. It was really not fun. If I'm sick, I very much want to be home, and not having a home is really, really weird when you're sick like that, because you just have nowhere to go. So you're like, I'm just going to keep puking in the woods. A lot of people have asked me, like, what was the weirdest thing about being homeless? And by a lot, I mean, like, a lot of people in life, like my friends who've known that I was homeless for a year. And I'd say the weirdest thing for me was towards the end of me being homeless, I remember not being able to remember what it was like to, like, live in a house. I'd be walking down the road, looking at all the houses pass me by. Couldn't remember what it was like to like have a bedroom or a fridge or a bathroom. I just couldn't remember what that felt like, and it was so surreal and weird. And also the money thing, because when I was homeless, I had a job. So the concept of money and how everything works was really like blown out of proportion for me, because I was just like, I don't have bills to pay, but I have money. So it's so weird to just be in this weird state of like, it just felt like I was outside the normal system that we're put into by a standard. It was just weird. It was a weird time. Those were the two weirdest things for me. It was the money and not being able to remember what it was like living in a house. Anyway, so yeah, that's my story. If you like my content, leave me a like, throw me that sub, and join the Scripts Army, numbing the pain with constant killer content. If you want me to make more story videos like this, I can. I don't have a ton of amazing stories. I don't have like a crazy life, and I'm not really gonna make it sound like I do. I'm just gonna tell you guys like the truth and not over embellish dumb shit that's happened. But if you want me to make more Storytime videos, just tell me. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.